Welcome back. We are doing a segment we like to call the weigh-in segment. It's sort of like a Weight Watchers meeting on TV. We get our support, we get our information, we talk about stuff. Today we have my center square, Brittany Gibbons. She is the founder of Curvy Girl Guide, and Brittany herself. Hey, Britt.
Hello.
Hello. And she helps me be honest about what we're talking about every week, so I don't just put a line out there that makes no sense. And our expert today is Dr. Stephen Camacho. You are a physician.
Yes, family practitioner.
A family practitioner. So we're going to start out with an article that you put on Curvy Girl. You're Dr. Curvy, actually,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
Okay, and it's about a donut. What? A donut saved your life? A donut? Talk about, what's the title of it? Let's talk about it a little bit.
The title is "A Donut Saved My Life," and it was a reaction article to some postings that had been talking about how heavier folks actually live longer than people who are at normal weight or underweight. Mm-hmm. And it was actually some number games that they were playing to suggest that information to reinforce that people shouldn't have to shoot for being skinny. But
well, my mantra is strength, not skinny. I mean, I think strength is the way I have to think about things, because I'll never be skinny, and why should I? I don't know that that's really a goal anymore, but people focus on skinny, right?
Right, correct.
For me, I am strong like bull, right? I have big shoulders. That's the way it goes, man. So I shouldn't be skinny.
Right.
Skinny isn't a goal. When someone comes into you, what do you ask? How do you assess the number? Like, what should Brittany weigh?
That's the right way. Correct.
She's perfect as she
Yes,
is.
exactly.
She's healthy. She's perfect.
Right. What I tell patients when they come in, they ask, what should I weigh? Because they see the BMI chart that's on the back of my door. I tell them, don't focus in on the numbers. I go by, what weight do you feel comfortable at? What weight do you feel energetic at? What weight are you comfortable with those clothes?
With those clothes?
Yes.
Okay, so you don't give a number. Do you look at your BMI? Do you, like, if I look at my BMI, I'm very,
on the back of the door at the doctor's office sometimes, and I'm like, that is so wrong, like every single time. But I think that was one of the neat things that you spoke about in the article was, and I know a lot of people, I mean, often try and debunk BMI is being not accurate. And I remember in college joining a gym, and that's the first thing they looked at was my BMI, and I'm thinking, but I'm really active and I'm really strong, and you're telling me how unhealthy I am when in fact I feel really great, which is why I'm brave enough to come to this gym. So what you talked about though is how it was initially set up to actually gauge a population, not a person, which I thought was a really interesting point, because I'd never heard that before. That's actually was created to measure a population of people and their weight.
Yeah, it's not, I like that.
It's actually a measurement that was created in the 1800s to evaluate population groups as far as weight shifts. So it has nothing to do with measuring someone's individual health.
So BMI is not your number. Well, I mean, if you look at BMI for, I mean, I have calves like granite, all right? But that doesn't take it into consideration. It doesn't take those things into...
Yeah. I mean, I will own up that I weigh a lot, but I'm not going to take the fall for an entire population and weight. I just don't weigh as much as a village, and that's just
Everyone is blaming you.
I know, I can't carry this on my shoulders anymore.
It doesn't look
but I can on mine, as
muscle
we've
mass
discussed.
at all.
No. And that's the thing. Muscle mass is where I'm really focusing lately, right? And that's what we should be focusing on.
Yes.
Okay, so the idea that BMI is an indicator for us, it's a guideline in a large sense, in a bigger scope, but when it comes to your individual weight, it doesn't really matter.
Right.
Okay. So so clothes, or I mean, I'm not 100% with the whole clothes thing, because I have clothes when I'm this size, and this size. So
well, it's the clothes that you want to wear.
Right, any size
have stretchy clothes, Doc.
It's the clothes that you want to wear. It's the ones that are still in the back of your closet that you want to move back to the front of your closet.
Okay, so when you were really rocking it, those clothes that you moved out of.
I always tell you, what weight were you happiest at? And some people will say, God, I wish I could be back when I was in high school. But realistically, I felt good when I was in my 30s at this weight. And so they said, okay, that's your goal. Let's shoot for that.
So let's take it. It's an average. It's like the low number from high school, throw it out. And the high number right after you had your kid, throw it out.
Exactly, yeah.
Take that middle number when you had that trip that you got it together for 5 minutes.
When's the last time you willingly posted a picture? That weight is the weight you want to be.
Oh, when you said, please take a shot of me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. No, it's last time you posed without, I need pre-warning. I need things to be sucked in. I need this to be like this.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Let me move
Casual?
3 kids in front of me.
I stand 1/3 behind my husband in every picture for the last 20 years. it's a, you know, little trick I do.
Well,
All right.
I think that there is merit. I think that, not that obese people live longer, but I think just debunking that myth that people who are curvier are unhealthy. I don't think you should judge anybody's weight by how they look.
Right.
But at the same time, being underweight isn't healthy either. So I believe that being curvier is probably healthier than being underweight as well. But I just think you just can't talk in extremes either way.
Right. Well, and you can't, I mean, then you get into that whole there's a whole movement of fat acceptance that I am healthy at this weight no matter what the weight is. And I don't think that that's honest either. I mean, there are numbers, the numbers you should be looking at are not those weight numbers though, is are you this weight and your cholesterol is okay and your heart rate is okay and your blood sugar is okay.
If you look at any of the calculators that look at heart disease, they include smoking, high blood pressure, your blood pressure, your cholesterol measurements, and then finally some add your weight into that. But you know, it's never your weight alone is going to be your risk factor. The BMI alone as a calculator for your heart disease.
Okay, so when you've got someone though that does want to get into some clothes that are at the back of the closet, we have a Dr. Camacho weight loss checklist. So we're just going to talk about a little bit of these things, which was the beginning, which is start your goal, make a goal. You have to make a goal to achieve it, whether it be a number or a size or a amount of exercise, right?
So we talk first about what's the number you want to achieve.
So check your goal, check your weight, so you know where you're starting, so you can see your progress. You say, why do you want to lose weight? That's a good reflected,
you need the motivation. Some people it's because I got that reunion in a couple of months, and other people it's I have this dress I want to wear, and other people it's because my blood pressure is creeping up, I have a high risk of diabetes in my family, or I want to make sure I'm here in 10 years when my kids are old enough. And
others are, I want to show up my best friend, stuff like that.
Right. Other logical reasons that we don't need to discuss right now.
I think negative motivators are totally fine, by the way. I think that's totally fine. I want them to be jealous of me.
I'd like to be the thinnest. Fine. Go on.
All right, so don't skip meals, don't drink calories. Don't drink calories. That's a big one.
That's a huge one. I mean, if you drank a 16 to 20 ounce pop every day and cut that out, you would lose a pound a week just from those calories. That's not talking about everything else. Regular soda. Regular soda.
So is diet soda okay to?
Yeah,
is it adding to my weight at all? Because
it's not adding to your weight at all. That's the only thing I drink, and it's not adding to your weight at all. But sugar, juice and pop have to be eliminated from your diet if you want to lose weight. Empty calories. I mean, if you look at, a tall glass of orange juice, it takes 5 oranges to make that much juice. You can't eat that much sugar in just one sitting.
So you also say don't skip meals. I don't know if I totally agree with you on this one. Like, okay, I skip breakfast and I go till 1 o'clock and have a nice smaller dinner or smaller lunch.
Well, it has to do with fueling your metabolism.
Okay.
So
is this true?
Skipping,
is this really true?
Yes, it's true. If I've had patients who came back and said, all I was drinking was Diet Pop and Skittles. Why didn't I lose weight?
Well, come on. They really asked you that.
That was me. That was
Brittany.
No names here. But it's what you're eating that fuels your metabolism. Yeah, if you have just a bowl of Cheerios, there's no protein in that. It's not going to be helpful for your diet. If you have oatmeal, if you have some protein in the morning, your body has to use energy to break down protein to get the energy from it. Whereas any kind of carb that you eat for breakfast or lunch or a snack is just metabolized by the saliva in your mouth. So there's no effort needed to get the energy out of that.
So, and you're also saying that you do, when you have a patient that's concerned about their weight, you do pump up the protein and decrease the carbs.
Yes.
We need to get away from the Atkins diet phrase because that makes people think, okay, bacon and pork rinds, woohoo, party on, right?
You
that's
right.
No. You have to be careful. Yeah. But if you're eating a lot of bread, it's a culprit.
Well, the way that I tell patients is, think of your body's metabolism as like your furnace of your body. Eating carbs is just like throwing newspaper in your furnace. It doesn't take much effort and only provides a short amount of energy. Eating protein is like adding hardwood logs to your fire. It takes a lot of effort to burn them up, and it provides long-lasting, even energy.
Well, when I first went off carbs, there was like a 2-week, I was exhausted during the day. Like my body was like withdrawing. Like I could sleep all day, but after that, I had so much energy, like tons and tons of energy, and I'm never hungry, and I'm eating massive amounts of vegetables now, which wasn't in my diet before.
Don't you think, when people yell at you like, oh no, carbs, that's not what you should be doing, you should have, I feel like it's also individual. I think some people are more sensitive to the amount of carbs that they have. I am super sensitive to high carb. I mean, I am a carbaholic, if you can call it that, right? I don't know if that's a thing, but I am. So if someone does great with just low fat and they're losing weight, and great, that's great for them. But sure. I think we are individually sensitive to what different diet plans. I mean, the different diets also work at different times for me.
Right.
You know, at different stages.
That's why I always get a gauge of, you know, I have them do 2 weeks of a diet diary, show me what you're eating, so then I know what kind of foods they like, and I can tell them little pointers like, well, if you could cut back on this a little bit, you'd help shave some calories. I mean, the only way to lose weight truly is you either eat less calories or you burn more calories, and then we try to figure out the right formula to do that.
Or a stomach virus, you forgot.
That's right. Infections are
tapeworm,
perfect for that.
Amputations, the easy ways.
Deliver the baby. That's right.
That's the worst thing when you've already delivered the baby and, oh, what do you do? I mean, that happens. It's just never ask a woman that question, ever, right?
Not even if there's a baby falling out of her, you don't ask it. It's never safe.
There's still 3 more in there, okay? Get off my back. All right, so I like this. Journaling is important. I'm a big advocate of journaling, and finding a diet buddy is huge. I think
Twitter
that's huge.
diet.
Yeah, woo-woo. I wonder who wrote that book. But really, someone that texts with you or someone, yes. I mean, there definitely needs to be some accountability. That's why Weight Watchers works for people too, is that communal sort of, you can be good right now.
You get the encouragement from someone, you can also get someone to kick your butt. And
that's right.
Yeah, like having somebody that I know that's also dieting and going out to lunch with them is a lot easier than going out to lunch with somebody who's not
right.
dieting.
And explaining your diet. You love the person in the office, oh, Brittany can't have this, she's got a diet going on. It's like, thank you very much. So yeah, you need that moral support.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, we're gonna go to a break, but I want to let everyone know Curvy Girl Guide is a great way to see Dr. Curvy's column with some really reasonable, usable advice. And Brittany, you have 2 great websites. We have BrittanyYourself.com and CurvyGirlGuide.com. Only 2, right? And you also write for Babbel now.
Yeah.
So she's everywhere. She's a media star. All right, when we come back, we're gonna make some healthy and easy cookies to make your life a little bit quicker in the kitchen.